The group wants the receiver to expedite processes to pay all affected customers within the shortest possible time. They also want the government and all institutions involved in the whole exercise to come clear on the payment processes.
CASLOC is displeased with the slow pace of the payment of the locked-up funds of the majority of its members.
Yes.
To the extent that we have even been tempted to term the mode of payment as the tortoise or snail-paced model of payment.
Yes. Yes.
It has been over a year now since the receiver was made to start the payment of affected depositors. But as we speak with you now, we can confidently say that over 80% of affected depositors are yet to receive their funds in full.
Yes. True now.
If the president said he had directed the Ministry of Finance to work with the Bank of Ghana during the Christmas and New Year's message to the nation on the 24th of December 2019 to ensure that we are treated like the customers or depositors of the 9 collapsed universal banks, then we want all the affected customers or depositors to be paid within the shortest possible time.
Affected customers of Noble Dream and Africa Trust, as well as some collapsed microfinance companies, have accused the receiver of delaying the process to pay their locked-up funds.
What baffles my mind is, I want to find out from the receiver, what coefficient formula did he use in securing the funds from the government? He should tell us, because he got the money from the government based on a data that he solicited from the affected clients. And now that you've gotten the money, you want to hide behind technicalities and tell us that you don't have our data, so you can't pay us. This one is something that beats my imagination. Because look, he mandated some commissioners of oath around Kumasi here, and they collated our manual data. It was based on that figures that he went to the government to claim that money, and now he is telling us that unless he gets the data, he cannot pay us. Fortunately for us, Mr. Uswefriye is in town, and his prototype signature is with the Bank of Ghana. They can use that one to cross-check the manual claim sheet that we submitted.
14. I've not even received half peso. About 40 million I put into the Noble Dream. Not a half peso that I have received. When I went there to collect, they said they don't see. When they make research for data. What is data? What means by data? Data to pay us. They don't get to see data. But when I was coming to pay the money, you get the money without showing me any data.
Now I was saying yeah, do my abua fabric no. I was saying yeah, do my abua dachi. Mystery warrior. Na na do mesraw. Sabangi biaba. Na so wetima komo mwadia. Eni oba. Ona na obi bia mi gina so na mesraw. Buame.
The frustrated customers have further appealed to the receiver to do all he can to trace the data of customers of some collapsed microfinance companies so they can also access their funds.
It has now been made public by the receiver that he cannot pay the affected customers of 34 of the collapsed financial institutions due to his inability to retrieve their data from the appropriate quarters. Some of these institutions are Noble Dream Microfinance Limited, African Trust Microfinance Limited, Boyne Microfinance Company Limited, Man Capital Microfinance Company, Star Plus Microfinance Limited, Abyss Plus Microfinance Limited, Common Capital Microfinance Limited, just to mention a few. CASLOC has now gathered that in spite of the above claim, some few customers of Boyne Microfinance Company have started receiving their locked-up funds. We need an explanation about this as well.
The group has served notice it will roll out a series of actions until the government pays all its members. For Citi Business News, Hafiz Tijani, reporting.